I like this.
It's Tenacious D.
Tenacious D.
Actually, can you go on to Kelly Clarkson's show from last week?
Probably.
Fall in love.
I think her name's Brittany Howard.
It is. Oh my God! I want so. Alex, we pull up Brittany Howard.
Okay.
I mean,
we can do our intro.
She actually did a.
Again.
she was actually in like the early 2000s. So yeah.
That's your cue. That's your cue.
Her voice is phenomenal. Welcome back to another Buddies Booze Banter's Unfiltered Conversations. I am Rick.
Michael.
And I'm Alex.
Hey, Alex. How's it going?
Hey, amazing. How are you?
Did you?
No, man. I'm just
drink?
feeling the juice. Did you just spill your drink?
I heard a big bang, so I thought you.
I moved my mic so it's
Okay.
better closer to me.
All right, cool.
Am I the only one sober here?
You're not sober.
Okay, hold on. I'm offended by that. Those two?
Are drunk.
No.
All right, so I mean, real quick, Alex. I mean,
Yeah,
I know
so
that.
there's a few songs that she plays. What are we looking for?
But I mean, she was actually on the show last week, and she was actually a lead singer of a group in the 2000s, and she's recently come out and she's doing her own singles as a solo artist. And let me just tell you, the power. Yes, there it is. The fucking powerhouse of this woman's voice. I mean, I was just entranced watching her. And typically during Kelly Clarkson's show.
First time up here.
But,
All right.
typically during Kelly Clarkson's show, she really sings the songs. Kelly let this woman take the stage because it was so powerful. And the emotion that she showed into it. This is a star that we need to look at and what she's going to accomplish in the future. You know, and this is truly about, you know, you look at somebody and you have these like pre-notions about, but she is like a star. And the power of her voice, the emotions that she brings to it, this is something that we need to watch. And really, that's what we need to actually celebrate in the future.
I like it.
Okay.
So obviously today, we're going to talk a little bit more about politics because we really missed some of that.
We did.
We don't.
No, we did.
Well, I mean, Michael actually was the one who brought this to the table. So, you know.
I got some things that I want to
You
talk
do,
about.
you do. And
This is
actually, you have some very important things that actually can not only affect currently that what's going on, but also what's going on actually in the 2024 presidential election and how it impacts especially women in this country.
I agree.
But first, I mean, just prior to the actual Easter break, we had like Cave Woman, MTG,
Who? Oh.
Marjorie Taylor Greene, you know, who basically filed a motion to actually vacate Mike Johnson from the Speaker of the House. So, my question to you is, like, I mean, he is like an extreme MAGA cult member.
Well, he is.
And apparently, she's just not pleased with him. So, she has been garnishing actual support over the last couple of days of getting more people to onto her on her side to actually oust his ass out. Now, keep in mind, if that happens, we're actually like one individual representative away about flipping the House to Joaquin Jeffries being the Speaker of the House.
But I mean, but the one thing that it's like, okay, Johnson is like he's a huge MAGA and all that other stuff is. I get that and everything else is.
He's also a religious fanatic.
No, I get that. But when you're the Speaker of the House, you're like, what is it? The gang of four? Is it the gang of eight?
Eight.
It's a gang of eight. So the top four in the Senate and the top four in the House, you get a lot of inside information or whatever that's going on with the country.
You do.
Or whatever.
You do.
So it's just like you then know whatever political games you're playing, you're getting a lot of detail.
Has nothing to do about the caucus, though. Has nothing to do with the caucus.
No, but I'm just saying this. But you get a lot of high class information.
But I mean, do you?
And it's like he's looking at this stuff as he's like, how can I do this or whatever? So
Well,
he's
no,
trying to bring.
There definitely is an issue that he has to compromise. He realizes that because, I mean, there's no way that, you know, with the actual slim majority they have, especially with Buck and now the actual guy from Wisconsin walking away in April, there's no way that they can pass anything.
No, but the point that I'm just trying to say is he is the far right. And if he has to bring up some of this stuff, it means he's seeing stuff now that he never saw in his life. Now he's now seeing it.
Never privy to.
That
means
it's just
like,
like,
it's
oh
real world
my
shit
God,
now.
this is real world or whatever.
Yeah, real world
and
shit.
so that's where it's just, and so that's where I look.
But I will say this. This weekend, Easter weekend,
You're not supposed to look at the camera, Michael.
who was he looking for as an ally in an attempt to actually stave off cave woman Margie Taylor Greene's oust of him?
I think she.
No,
I
no, no. Answer the question.
I don't know.
Fucking Matt Gaetz.
Oh my God.
He looked at Matt Gaetz.
Well, Matt
who
Gaetz is a
actually
big-
ousted McCarthy.
Because he didn't like McCarthy.
Oh no! Literally, there's apparently some shit going on about them right now, even
Yeah.
off sides. So I mean, that's even cool. I would love to be a fly on that fucking wall. Let me just tell you that one. But the point being is, like, he has literally gone to the actual troves of the like drenches and the trenches of like the lowest of all fucking low to go to Matt Gaetz. But he has really gone down to the lowest trenches as possible to try to find some support. Because literally, there is such a thin razor of support that he has. And he still may lose. If she actually brings it to the floor, he still may lose. And I get, I mean, there are actually some Democrats who's like, we will actually support him so he doesn't.
Right.
Simply because this is where the kicker is. Because we care more about our fucking country than politics. We care about the American people and making sure that we continue to govern versus actually like the chaos that's going on in this like Freedom Caucus and these extremists and these MAGA cult members and these cave women. I mean, seriously.
I keep laughing because you sent me a TikTok or whatever, and it was just like.
Literally, it looked like her.
So when you say cave woman, that's where my head goes.
So I sent him a TikTok, and it was literally of a.
It was one of those 70
It was
Croft shows.
Or an AI generated.
No, this was because I recognized
but it was a cave person.
Yeah, it was like a 70s
And it looked just
Croft
like Marjorie Taylor Greene.
TV show, or whatever, kids show or whatever.
And I'm just like, that's her ancestors. That literally is where she was actually devolved from. I mean, you just look at her bone structure is exactly that. I mean, she's a fucking cave woman.
Anyhow, so if we end up with a new speaker,
It's because the cave woman has attacked again. And the speaker has actually turned to the pedophile for support. I mean, you could not actually write this fucking shit. I mean, literally, the Republican House is in the most chaos in the entire time frame of the nation existence. Besides,
All right, do we have the clock going? Because we know you can go on forever.
No, he didn't cite their clock.
You got your clock going. What is it?
I don't.
Oh my God. So what's the clock?
We're at
We need
12.
time.
12 minutes.
12 minutes. All right.
But
You're
what I wa-
limited. Come on. Get your point. Can you think of your point?
No, I can't think of my. I just can't overtalk my point of the music he was actually playing.
We had a
That was-
segue. We had a
That
segue.
would probably be
So-
where most people would want you when you're too much
You know-
sound over yours, so then they don't have to listen.
Again, you can do this by yourself if you want.
No, we can't. I can't.
You can.
I cannot.
I'm just saying.
I cannot.
Oh my God.
I don't think I can.
Wow, 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 wow.
I can't.
There
but it
there
won't be
is
as
no
funny.
wows,
It'll be not
wows,
funny at all.
wows about it. I'm just saying you can.
All right.
But
Just
what
get your point and then let's get done.
Forgot what we were
But
talking.
what I do want to talk about is our former president and is he
Iowa's going to beat LSU. Just
Really?
saying.
You think that's going to happen? What's the score?
Where we at?
88-74.
Where we at?
How many minutes left?
Less than one.
Yeah.
There she's fucked.
All right, so quick sports break. LSU 76, Iowa's 88. 59 seconds left.
This is one of those upsets again.
No, it's not.
No, it's
'cause
not. Iowa was supposed
Iowa's
to
the
win.
Iowa's the number
Number
one seed.
LSU's number 3.
Yep.
I'm just going for the crazy bitch. I'm
'Cause
just saying.
you like crazy.
I love crazy.
We know. All right, you can die it down because it's like let's get his point over because otherwise it'll just drag out. I have some.
No,
I have one point I would like to make in this podcast.
And you actually have a very legitimate point.
I know, but so that's why I need you to because we're trying to cut this at 30. So go on and go so I can have my.
Are you done?
Minute.
Are you done?
Okay, go.
So, what I want to talk about is the decrease of the mentality capacity of the former president. And there are like hundreds and hundreds of shrinks and psychologists who are signing a petition saying, this dude's fucked. I mean, so let's go through the points. Let's go through the points.
Okay, let's go. What's point number 1?
Wow.
I got him speechless. I just asked him for his first point.
No, actually, my speechless because you're an asshole.
Okay,
but, I mean, let's go.
That's nothing new.
So,
Sorry, I was waiting.
Bingo. High five.
so has anybody else recognizes the changes in his speech patterns with fewer, simpler words? Has anybody else recognized a decline in the cognizant focus on speech subjects with incomplete sentences with an ability to focus on a topic? Has anybody else, which I apologize because I did this, has a difficulty in pronouncing words and providing word substitution and nonsense words?
When you do that.
Has anybody else noticed the tangible thinking where the topic switches mid-sentences? Like frequent repetition of words and phrases as if his mind is stuck in a loop, which is like not even the actual prompter that he's looking at. Disabilitation or an ability to control verbal outbursts. Like, dude, seriously? Where the fuck did that come from? That's our boy, Go Trump. Socially inappropriate behavior. Now, apparently, that's been going on for decades. It's all been socially inappropriate. There's no doubt about it. Lack of self-awareness, and that he is apparently, and that he cannot see how inappropriate his behavior.
I knew it.
He's all
See, you had to go pee.
I'm like, what? What?
I told you to go.
That's why you have a cup.
I do.
A cup.
No, go to the restroom. Go.
No, I'm definitely gonna go.
But we can still talk.
No, we can. Yeah. So apparently his inappropriate behavior has been going on for decades.
Totally.
This isn't something new.
It's nothing new.
Changes. This is the good one. Changes in movement or gout. His walk appears to be wide-based, and he has developed a swing in his right leg. So when he's going down ramps or he's going down anything that has an incline, he's like, he's focused on that leg, and that leg is like swinging. It's swinging. And then, of course, you have the changes in judgment
Because
and
it's
impulse.
not his third leg because we assume that's small.
Just like his hands. The changes in judgment and, of course, the impulse control have uncovered and perhaps worsened underlying personality traits. So my point being is, like, we've always known he was a narcissistic.
Yep.
We always knew that he was, like, crazy as fuck. But now, because all his diminished capabilities of his mind and now his physical abilities, it's proven that shit. Donald, he's still wearing diapers. Come on. Diaper Donald.
All right, cool.
But anyhow, again, I mean, it's time. And so we talk about Joe Biden, and we talk about his, as an 81-year-old man, and we talk about, he's obviously slowed down, especially when he was vice president.
Yeah.
Significant slowdown. He has. There's no doubt about it.
No, I agree with
Anybody who slows down. But I will also tell you this right now and today. My dad has slowed down. Significantly.
Yeah.
His fucking mind hasn't.
I'd love to meet your dad.
And bottom line is, like, Donald can't do that. So if Joe Biden can, I'm for him. And Donald Trey Trump, take your fucking diapers and walk away. You're nobody. But anyhow,
He's got a following.
no, he does. I mean, so what do you got?
All right.
Michael's got some good stuff.
Oh, you're basically saying I'm
Oh,
good?
Jesus Christ. Here we fucking go again.
Okay, listen. When we get on talk on politics, I mean, everybody might.
I run circles around him.
Okay, whatever.
You do your research. We give you that.
No, but
No, actually, I don't have to. But
I mean, I was born a Republican. I'm all for smaller government and all that stuff. I'm
how
more
are you born
moderate.
a Republican?
Is-
You were
But the
raised a Republican.
Well, it's like where I
the
turned or whatever,
philosophies
but-
and the actual
But-
political leanings of your family was
but
Republican.
It's like social issues basically started playing a factor, and it's like, in reality, the way politics used to play is or whatever, is like whenever one extreme won, and then they went too far, then it's like the middle of the road would
Don't get
slap
boring.
them, and then they would
Don't get
put it-
boring.
I'm not. I'm just saying it's like they'd slap them, get over it.
Get me to the point.
But I'm just saying is with the election. I mean, what the presidential election is going to be a huge election. There's going to be a lot we're going to talk about in November or whatever. But it's just like I'm looking at what's
No,
going
we got a
on
lot
right
more before
now.
then.
But because it's going to be an ugly time or whatever. But I mean, I am more of a moderate. I am more for a conservative on
So am I.
on physical issues, but then I'm on
Social.
social issues. I'm more on the
Fiscal.
liberal side or whatever.
So you understand. Fiscal, financial, fiscal.
He said physical.
not physical.
He-
I mean, because
Whatever.
I think if you actually adapted between the physical and the social issues, they might go together.
But I'm
for
just,
him.
but okay. But the key right now is that the extreme right is killing people on their social issues right now. Because it's like with women, I don't understand women that are going to vote Republican because they are basically doing everything they
But-
can to make you a second-class citizen.
But can we, one point about that. I mean, you've said this
I know I've said it.
for 3 years now, and you've actually said, they're going to rebel.
No, but
and they haven't.
Well, they hadn't until like the Dobbs thing, but it's just like, but it's like right now, it's like I was hoping the women would start to take charge because it's like the women, because I got 2 points that are both basically related on politics. But the first point that I want to make is this happened in Alabama. Maryland Lands has won a special election. She basically swung 33 points, but Alabama, a huge red state, elected a Democrat. Just saying is like she won 63-37 in a special election.
And she did lose the
But
previous year.
no, I was gonna say 2 years ago
Yeah.
she lost 45-52.
Yeah.
And in a special election.
amazing how 2 years changes
Well,
things.
because it's just like you're going to the extreme where you're basically taking people's rights and you're making it even 10 times worse.
I mean, I will say this about this. I will never be able to experience and understand what a woman goes through in regard to her body and anything that's associated to her body, ramification-wise.
I mean, we have a woman here. What's your opinion?
I cannot, as a male, tell a woman what she should ever do or experience what she is experiencing in her body. And I have no right to tell her how to actually handle it. So, Kara, I ask you this.
Yes, sir.
And again, abortion and, reproductive systems,
I'm ready.
it is literally it's a private situation. I mean, so in Alabama, obviously this has transpired, whereas a more, I don't want to say liberal, she's probably like more, left of center, defeated somebody where she actually lost significantly previously in over a 2-year period based upon reproductive rights. How do you feel about that?
That's a good question. I usually do my best not to talk politics because I'm not.
And she's also like one of our guests and researchers, so I know she's
Purposely
off
not
camera right
on
now,
screen.
but
Purposely. No, I mean, I have my thoughts and everything, and you talk about it. For me, it's, I don't want to say it's complicated, but it is. It's very complicated. As a woman myself, I am pro-choice, but not due because I just don't want the baby. It's medical reasons, all of that kind of stuff. For people to say that if you have to medically abort a child due to whatever, like you could face
death.
Yeah,
not just of the child, but of the mother.
Exactly. I mean, I was high risk with both of my children, and I could have lost
and
both
both
of
your
them.
children are beautiful.
Thank you so much. But in that aspect too, I mean, I could have also died, right?
Yeah.
And for the fact that.
And where do you put a price on that? Child or mother? I can't. I won't.
I mean, I have always said, as a mother, you will do anything for your children. So
I know my own would.
I have said, if anything happens, choose, my children, right? I 100% still like that. But I mean, it's just, I don't think anybody should have a say over anybody else's body.
So you don't think the white old guy should be telling you what to do?
I don't even think a white old woman should tell another woman what to do.
But the point that I was trying to make on this or whatever, Alabama is a huge red state.
Yeah.
And it's like this woman, she changed it 33 points on a swing, basically because the far right has gone so far on making life miserable for mostly women, but then you also have the guys.
But I will say this. I mean, she definitely took a risk in a predominantly red state.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I went on hold.
Yeah, I do have my points of shitty shit.
Can't wait to use that one when he's on a rant.
But regardless or whatever, this is where I look at basically America or whatever, and when it comes to, it's like they've gone so far where they've made life miserable. I mean, ultimately, they're sacrificing women's life, and they don't really care. I mean, the far right don't really care about it, and that's where it's like middle of America says, you've gone too far. So it's like seeing a 33-point swing in Alabama on this issue, and they're still, these people are still going that way. And now what's going to be interesting, because this happened here and she won or whatever. So what's going to be interesting now is in Florida, because today in Florida, Florida basically had a 15-week ban on abortion, but then they definitely signed a 6-week ban. And so then, what I'm just saying is, so then ultimately then it was like they put an amendment to basically bring it to the people. Do they want it? So then ultimately today, the Supreme Court in Florida ruled that it's like, okay, the 15-month rule that the Florida Congress did, they said it's valid or whatever. So ultimately right now in Congress, it's like, okay, you cannot get an abortion up to 15 weeks. But then in 30 days, it changes to 6 weeks because that's what DeSantis signed. But there was also an amendment that was out there where it's basically saying is that let the people vote, and
Referendum.
it's like basically saying it's with you can do an abortion until the fetus is viable, which is typically around 24 months.
Before the
Supreme
fetus is
Court.
24 weeks, yeah.
Supreme Court in Florida ruled that that's a valid amendment, because ultimately the Republicans were fighting it because they were saying it was so vague, and they shot it down or whatever. So in November, Florida could be under the 6 week, but then they can vote to do the amendment, because it's like the people are voting against all this shit. So it's just like this is where it's like, typically growing up, it was like Democrat, Republican, small government, big government, all this stuff. That's what it was. The extreme right has taken such a big role on the Republican stance that it's like they are killing. It's like if you're a woman, you're gay, you're anything on the social, you are a second-class citizen.
34.
So I'm just saying is like, I'm just being encouraged because people are listening to this and they're voting on this stuff.
Yeah.
You vote. I mean, now if you go to the extreme left and put that as your platform, you're going to lose. I already know that. But it's like, no, you basically want human rights people. I mean, rights or whatever that we've had forever. It'll happen. Just keep doing it.
Well, he's implying vote.
Look at the people that are trying to make your choice for you.
Yeah, you're
White old men are making your choice, women. Do you want that to happen? If you're going to do it, you're going to always be a
look at those
second-class
white
citizen.
men, and how many of those who are GOP and are actually clocking up prosecutions or indictments of pedophilia and like all that shit. So that's what we got to be worried about. Those individuals has to actually tell what a woman should do with her body. Ever. So simple.
Oh, we agree on that.
No.
Sort of.
Yeah, we agree
I'm
on
just
that.
saying is you just look at the people that are trying to make you.
This is not
put you
about
second-class citizenship.
pro-abortion.
No.
Never has been about pro-abortion. This is about pro-woman's choice. If and or but.
Because her and her doctor would know the best thing for her, and nobody else should be a part of that.
Correct.
100%. So,
Damn.
just so you know, we had just had some breaking news. Donald J. Trump has actually posted $175 million bond for the actual fraud case that actually was for $464 million in New York City.
Trying to
So
exit the money.
now
All right.
he has the ability to appeal and
Lose.
Let's see if he loses that fucking
Yeah.
money. Not
right.
just the 175, but also the additional 300,000 plus interest that continues to accrue every single fucking day.
All right, cool.
Everybody, thank you for joining this podcast episode of
Buddies,
Booze, and
Banter.
Banters, Unfiltered Conversations. I am Rick.
Michael.
And I'm Alex.